Hello, dear students. Welcome to the Bajirao IAS Academy. Today is 10th January and we are going to cover the daily Hindu newspaper analysis. So, in today's session, we will cover three important editorial. The first editorial is related to India Maldives controversy. So, we will be discussing about what this controversy is, and apart from that, why in the recent times the relations between India and Maldives is downgrading. So here you will be getting a very important point regarding the India Maldives relation. Then further, we will discuss why international law matters. I am asking this question to you. Please pause the video and try to think why international laws matters. And do in the current scenario you are seeing any relevance of the international laws? If yes, then provide the reason. Then further, we will shift to the last article where we will be discussing about Project Tiger, and this Project Tiger, which was started in 1973, now completed 50 years. So what are their success and what are the limitations we all are going to cover in this editorial. So let's start our editorial discussion. And before that, if you hadn't subscribed to our channel, please do like, share and subscribe, and also spread to your friend circle. So let's start with our discussion. The first article you can relate with GS paper 2. So before starting this India Maldives relationship, I am just asking you to have a look about the maps of Maldives. So Maldives is a island country. Where it is located? It's located just south of Lakshadweep Island. Here we have the Lakshadweep Island, which is an integral part of India, and south of that we have Maldives. Maldives is an island. And recently our Prime Minister visited Lakshadweep, and from there he requested all the Indians to make a plan to visit Lakshadweep as one of the important tourist destination. Then there was a start of controversy from the Maldives side, like their ministers commented some bad points regarding our prime minister. So thereafter the controversy emerged out, and the relationships between India and Maldives started getting worse more. So here it's not the this controversy, but the degradation of relationship was reflected after the coming of next president in the Maldives, that is the Muizu government. And we will see some sorts of region, sorts of evidence that will provide you that yes, Maldives is going against India but going pro China. Okay, so we will look all of these things, but let's make you to see some more thing. So maybe you have definitely seen the location of Maldives. Try to observe, try to locate the map of Lakshadweep as well. However, I will be discussing about Lakshadweep here in this article. Okay, so this was the basic background, and now we are talking about India Maldives relation. So when we talk about Maldives, it's very important for India's neighborhood first policy. And what this neighborhood first policy says, that we have India, okay, and apart from that there is various neighboring country. It can be island country, it can be landlocked country. So we have Maldives, we have Mauritius, we have Sri Lanka, we have Bangladesh. Okay, so these are our neighboring country. So as per India's neighborhood first policy, these country will be having good relationship with India. We will be providing security as well, and apart from that, peace and stability will also be there. as well as people to people connections, trade, investment, and many more things. So that is basic background of India's neighborhood policy. Okay, so India always wants in neighborhood to be like progressing. Okay, and when we talk about Maldives, so before this present government, Maldives definitely had India's first policy. Okay, but after the present government came, I think, and mostly like their actions is revealing that they are not favoring India first policy, but they are favoring China first policy. Okay, we will be discussing all of that. So how we are seeing, because of the certain divergence which has been seen from the Maldives side, like whenever in Maldives there is a presidential election and new president gets elected, so there is a tradition that they will visit to India. Okay, but the president of Maldives, Mr. Muju, choose Turkey, not India, after assuming office. Then we have the military personnel, the Indian military personnel present in the Maldives that provided security to Maldives as well. And apart from that, it was also very important for India's strategic importance. But when this Muju government was campaigning for their presidential election, there was a campaign run by this president, that is India Out campaign. So under this India Out campaign, they wanted that no Indian personnel should be in the Maldives, in the territory of Maldives. Okay, and that's why after coming to the president, he withdrawn the agreement, and now our Indian personnel will not be like present at that location, at the location of Maldivian territory. So this is second downgradation example. Then we have recently NSA level Colombo Security Conclave, where India, Sri Lanka, Mauritius participated. But when it came to Maldives, Maldives didn't participate. Okay. Then we have further like examples. We have the Hydrographic Cooperation Agreement, which was completed in 2019. Maybe the year can be up or down, but actually it was in 2019 only. Okay, so there was Hydrographic Cooperation Agreement with India. Okay, and it was going to be expired in June 2024, but Maldives have suggested that they will not continue this agreement further. Okay, so that is the thing we are highlighting. And now one more thing, this controversy and the comment done by the Maldivian ministers against our prime minister, which was really bad comment. And then president of Maldives visited China, and they are like engaging with investments and many more agreements. So it's not only India Out campaign, but China in campaign as well. Okay, so that is one thing. And now this conditions, this examples, these actions by that government showcasing that the Muju government do not want to have a good relations with India, despite India in history provided numerous help and security in times of the need, and we always provide to our neighbors as well. Like for Sri Lanka we have did, for Bangladesh we have did. Okay, so let's understand now the India Maldives relation background. So when we talk about bilateral trade relations, so in 2021 India became Maldives third largest trade partner. And with respect to security and defense, we have the joint military exercise EQ wherein, try to remember this exercise for the prelims. And India is building a new coast guard base at Uthuru Thila Falhu, atoll, which is an island. Okay. And also, when we go to the history, so when Maldives was facing the coup, the civil uprisings, so in 1988, the Indian authority provided help to stabilize the Maldives under Operation Cactus. And in 2014, when Maldives was facing the crisis of water, so India launched Operation Neer to help the curbing water crisis. So in times of need, India is always there with Maldives. But when it comes to other nation, they just want to take the benefit and go out. We have the lots of examples. And apart from that, infrastructure projects we definitely had helped Maldives, like Greater Malay Connectivity Project. And in terms of tourism, Maldives is known for tourism. Their economy runs based on tourism. And do you know that from India, we have the highest footfall in Maldives? So we were contributing in their economy. Okay, but maybe the present government do not want to have a better relations with India. So this may further worsen India Maldives relation. So that is the article we have discussed. Hope you understood with a deeper perspective, and try to remember these examples which we have provided you, that showcase that yes, certain divergences is happening in recent times. Now come to Lakshadweep. So Lakshadweep is very biological, diverse and rich place, and these are basically the island of corals. And do you know about corals? If yes, try to comment in the comment box. And Maldives also have the coral reefs. Maldives island or Maldives atoll is also having the coral reefs, and that's why, because of the beauty, people visits there, people enjoy there. Okay. And with respect to Lakshadweep, it's India's smallest UT, and there is a combination of 36 coral island, but not in each and every island people lives. Just 10 islands where people lives and are habitated. Okay. And when we talk about like various atolls or coral island, so we have the southernmost island Minicoy. So this is like Great Nicobar, and here this is Minicoy, which is southernmost island, and it is just situated close to 9-degree channel, which is a very critical shipping route. And why I am saying you, just wait, I am showcasing you some map. So this is the map of the shipping route. I have like captured this from internet. So like we have the railway tracking, we have the air tracking, so we have the ships tracking websites as well. So I have find it out, and look, these arrows are showcasing the number of ships that are going, that are coming. So ocean ship route is very important for continuity of the trade, whether it's India, whether it's other country. Because with respect to India, about 80% of the trade and transport occurs via ocean route. And look, this region, this is your Red Sea. Okay, and here from Red Sea we have the Suez Canal, and look the density of the ships which is here. So this highlights that the ocean route is very busiest route in the world. Okay, we just see the water, we do not see actually the ships that is going in and out. Okay, and here this is Maldives. So the location of Maldives is very important, because it is located on one of the important like sea route. Okay, from here ships can go here and here, and from here ships can go here and here. Okay, so that is the thing. Hope you understood. So India needs to have a security to their own ship, as well as India also acts as net security provider in the Indian Ocean region. That's why India want to have a military presence in some of the locations to protect our assets. Okay, so that is the basic thing. Hope you understood. Now we will be shifting to the next article, but before that you have to solve a question like tell me about 10-degree channel. 10-degree channel is between which country, and tell me specifically island. Okay, so that is a homework for you. Please do comment in the chat box. Now we are shifting to second editorial. It can be covered under GS paper 2. So like I have asked you a question, why international law matters. Although we are seeing that in the world there is disturbance going on, like Russia Ukraine war, like Israel Hamas. Apart from that, the disturbance in the Middle East Asia, West Asia. So what does it indicate? That definitely we have international laws. It can be related to control of arms and mutations, control of nuclear weapons, control of pollution, control of climate change, control of biodiversity degradation. There are many laws, regulations at the international level. But when it comes to the implementation, when it comes to follow the rules, regulations, it actually do not occur. And we have lots of examples like we have given to you. Okay, and it is like going on since existence of this world order. Okay, because there is no world government to implement it. It's depend on the nation. It depends on the needs and greeds of the nation. Okay, so that is the one thing, and that's why please do answer. If there is no international law, can there be peace and stability in the world? Please share your opinion. This will ensure that you are diving into critical thinking. Okay, so basically, why international law matters? First of all, we have to go into the background, like we have the Israel Hamas war, the Russia Ukraine war, and they are creating devastations. Okay, loss of lives, loss of infrastructure, loss of peace and security and stability, and there can be the after effects to different nation as well. So these are the problems going on, and we have the law that prohibits the use of force in international relation. That is your United Nations Charter, which has been codified in Article 2, Clause 4, that prohibits the use of force. But actually, we are seeing that use of force is there. In the case study, we have already mentioned. Okay, so this has a serious challenge, like a structural deficiencies, lack of enforcement, because who will be going to implement this international law? These are powerful nation. They molds the rules, regulations as per their need and greed. Okay, and is there a relevance and importance of international law? So that is the question we have already asked to you. But yes, there is importance. There is importance because try to imagine if there is no international laws or regulations. So whatever we have the peace, we have the restrictions, maybe that peace and stability will also be not there if there is no international law, because many countries do follow the international laws, conventions. Let's we have the example UNFCCC. Okay, UN Convention on Combating Desertification, United Nations Convention on Biodiversity. Then we have the Paris Agreement. Then we have the NPT, Non-Proliferation Treaty. Okay, then we have the Arms and Mutations Control. Then we have the Geneva Convention. So these all are the examples. We have international laws and it gets followed, but many a times it gets implementation challenge as well. And who makes these international law? Definitely the developing nation and the developed nation have the involvement, but try to understand these international rules and regulations have more inclusion of developed nation. Okay, but these developed nation itself violate their international law despite they have made this international law. Okay, so like you are honor and you are doing corruption in your own company, it's like this scenario we are seeing. Okay, so however there is an importance of the international law, like it shapes norms and behavior for various country, and various country to try to like adopt, follow international law. Okay, and it influence domestic law, encourage dialogue, set standards for legitimacy. And here like we have Ramsar Convention. Okay, so Ramsar Convention that deals with protection of wetland. Okay, so in India we have domestic regulations of wetland. So we have the examples like we have the Minamata Convention. Okay, like we have the air quality guidelines given by the WHO. So these guidelines may also get followed in India as well. So we are talking about, yes, there is a impact, definitely, and also holding powerful actors accountable. Okay, like we have the International Court of Justice, ICJ. Okay, these are utilized to question the relevance of war and demands justification, like in case of Russia Ukraine war. Okay, so some countries also went to ICJ for cause of this war. Okay, like in December, South Africa moved to International Court of Justice, alleging that Israel's conduct in Gaza violates the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. Okay, so that different thing whether ICJ like whatever judgment they gives, it may not get followed, but indirectly it do creates like accountability, pressure. Okay, and apart from that providing tools for cooperation like climate change or terrorism, as well as requiring multilateral cooperation that surpasses national boundary. Okay, and there is one important thing, like it is used by domestic countries as well, like we have the courts. Okay, and tribunals, they may use the international law to interpret the domestic law as well for broader perspective for solving the case. Okay, so that is the thing, like we use United Nations Convention on Human Rights. Okay, we can use SDG goals as well. So that is the thing. However, there is just some criticism as well, like this has a structural deficiency. Okay, what do you mean by structural deficiency? Like these developed nation, they contributed in making of the international laws regulations, but they are not following it. Okay, and apart from that, there is lack of global police force to enforce it successfully. So that's why the world needs more fair international law to constrain expansionist, imperial, and illiberal propensities. So hope you understood all these things in a detailed way. Okay. So thank you friends. Thank you for the discussion.